Saving you was supposed to be our job.
That's right. We secure the area. We open the doors, and we seat you in an orderly, imperial fashion.
If they couldn't even stand outside a few extra minutes until we secured the area, I say we just leave.
Well, then,
It's obvious we're not needed anymore.
don't get your armor in a bunch. Look, there's still people coming in.
Really?
Yes, back on the clock. All right, people, let's go. We have a theater to fill. Move along. Move along.
You heard the commander. Bring it on in and sit it on down. Just do what you're told, and there won't be any trouble. Yes, I'm talking to you, buddy. I feel like something's missing.
Yeah, something's not right.
Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late, Commander. Won't happen again.
Where have you been?
I'll ask the questions here. Where have you been?
I was, at that place, near the thing, where we went that time.
Doing what?
Well, I was, patrolling.
Patrolling, huh?
Patrolling what?
Sorry, man.
Excuse me, what was that?
I was writing Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania? And that was more important than your job?
Well, I had a fast pass.
Mine is like 2 hours long.
You know, you can use it anytime you want, as long as it's after your scheduled time.
Really? I did not know that.
A lot of people do. Since you're late, what was your score?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do. What was it?
60. Coke. Just 60.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you are by far the worst shot in the entire Galactic Empire.
I am not. I'm a good shot.
No wonder the rebels are
You
winning.
guys are lame.
Who's the new guy?
How can you tell he's new?
Isn't it obvious? What happened to TK-422?
Well, after the battle on Hoth, he just stopped showing up for his patrol. So we got the new guy.
Any idea what happened to him?
It's kind of a funny story. We're all gonna have a good laugh after this. You see, right before the battle started, TK-422 and I had to, use the little trooper's room.
Well, why didn't you go before you left the Star Destroyer?
We did! But once that cold weather hit us, we had to go again! And it's not like it's easy to get in and out of this thing.
Tell me about it. The Empire can blow up an entire planet, but they can't come up with a more user-friendly uniform? Really?
You're preaching to the Senate, pal.
Anywho, so we found this cave.
You didn't.
We did.
Rule number 1 in the Hoth manual. Don't go into any caves.
Well, I know that now.
So, what happened?
Well, as soon as I was finished, I turned around, and there I was, face to face with a huge wampa.
No way.
Way.
What did you do?
Well, what do you think I did? I ran like a bat out of Mustafar.
You managed to outrun a Wampa. Impressive.
Most impressive.
Well, it wasn't so much that I outran a wampa. I just outran TK-422.
That'd be the fastest.
Yeah. You know, it feels pretty good to actually get that out in the open. Thanks for listening, fellas.
You've never told anyone?
I tried, but every time I approached Lord Vader about it, he was force-choking some officer.
Yeah, he's been in a kind of foul mood lately. I wonder why.
I have a pretty good idea. I heard that his kid is Luke Skywalker.
Really? That explains everything.
Yeah, if he was my kid, I'd be choking people too. You know, the music sure took a mellow turn, didn't it?
It really did. I'll handle it. Hey, you in the back, hiding behind that control panel. I suggest you do something about this current atmosphere. Do you read me? Yeah. Yep. That's it. I love this song.
It's catchy and easy to sing along to. Everybody,
That's a good one. It's hard to believe it's been 30 years since we first marched to that little ditty.
yeah, good times.
Good memories. Like our adventures on Hoth. That was fun.
Fun. It was freezing.
Yeah, but our uniforms were really cool. And I got to impress Lord Vader.
Now, by impress, do you mean get shot?
A lot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Then allow me to refresh your memory. Hey, you in the back, roll that security footage.
No, don't.
Roll it. Okay. Here you are shooting your blaster. And... Let's
Let's see that again.
What is this? Sector 4's funniest home videos?
Here you are. For some reason, you're firing your blaster at an enormous spaceship, and then... You're a fiery marshmallow.
Yeah, it hurt a lot, actually. Can you shut it off now?
Not yet. There's more.
What?
Oh yeah. Me and some of the boys down in Sector 4 put together a little presentation showing some of your greatest movements.
This ought to be good. Roll it.
Here you are on the news. You're blasting, and now you're here.
They really should have been a rail leader. They could have sued.
Hold on. Here you are in Cloud City.
Excuse me, heads up. That thing was like 8 feet tall. Not even restrained.
9.
Whatever, Chubbs. And nobody will ever forget your date with the blaster door. It's a classic. Okay, here you are. You're walking, and then wham!
Let's see that one more time.
My pleasure. Here you go. All seems fine, and then
Priceless.
I don't have to take this abuse. Out of here.
Right in the asteroid belt. Good one. Thanks.
hey,
Yeah?
how was Cloud City?
It was okay. My favorite part was when I blasted this nosy gold protocol droid. It was a thing of beauty.
Nice. While you were there, did you ever ask Lord Vader for that raise?
No. And I had the perfect chance to. He set up this nice dinner in the White Room.
No, but it's not really white, though. It's more eggshell.
The one with the really long table.
Yeah, that's it. But it's not white. It's eggshell.
Whatever. As I was saying, I was just about to ask Lord Vader for the raise when some rebels showed up and ruined the moment.
You had dinner with Darth Vader?
Yeah?
What did you order?
The fillet.
Oh, big splendor.
What can I say? It was on the Emperor's dime.
Nice.
That green guy up there. His name is Yoga, right?
It's not yoga. It's Yoda. Duh.
And who is he again?
You.
even qualified for this position. I'm overqualified.
I say we test him just to be sure.
That's a good idea. You in the back, run the test slides. Bring it on. Okay, nobody help him out. Who is that?
Really? Talk about easy. You didn't even try to test me with this one.
Then what's his name, Big Mouth?
It's Taffy.
Wrong.
Gooey. Gummy. Sticky.
No. He begins with a C.
Carl.
It's Chewbacca.
Oh, that's right.
Next slide.
Duke Jaywalker.
You mean Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, her. With that haircut?
Next.
Obi-Wan Baloney.
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Baloney.
Next.
Ham flapping.
No.
See, creepy Joe.
No.
Rambo Kardashian. Leo Kardashian? No.
Next.
Count Doo-Doo.
Close enough. Next.
My Aunt Sylvia.
Next.
Next slide. Move on.
You better get this one right.
That's that bounty hunter. What's his name? Oh, Bubble Wrap.
Boba Fett.
I hate that guy.
He works for us.
He's lame.
You're the lame one. You don't even know who the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy is?
Yes, I do. It's Dengar.
The guy with toilet paper wrapped around his head.
Yep. He's the bee's knees.
He flies with
Man, you're just
commode.
throwing my hell a little bit.
Boba Fett is way better than Bandage Boy.
Please. Boba Fett is the worst bounty hunter ever. What? He is.
You take that back.
Only if you can name one good thing he ever did.
He captured Han Solo in Cloud City.
No, he didn't. We did.
He froze Han in carbonite.
No, we didn't. Those little piggy guys did.
The nuts.
Whatever.
I got it.
Guys.
He delivered Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt.
You're absolutely right. He delivered Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. That makes him a glorified UPS guy. He went out like a punk. Observe. Roll it. Boba Fett, I have a cool jetpack. Oh, you broke my gun. Oh, I'll just lasso you with my robe. Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up because my uniform is so incredibly heavy. Minutes later, he gets up, only to get picked off by a blind guy, and then eaten by a nasty-looking hole in the ground. And that's why Boba Fett is the worst bounty hunter ever. Big Egg.
He's behind you! Right behind you!
No, don't
Right
go.
there.
Turn around.
Right there.
Turn
He's
around.
right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Fett. Have you been there the whole time? Did you like my video? Are you mad? Well, nice knowing you, boys.
Hi. Don't forget to clock out.
Look, it's Princess Leia in a metal bikini.
Hey, Lord Vader said no disintegrations. He said it.
Fan of the Fed.
Hi.
That was awesome.
All right, settle down and listen up. Here's the drill. You will have a good time. You will be a great audience. And you will cheer for us when we leave. Got it?
Yeah!
Enjoy the presentation. Squad.
proud to introduce one of the most distinguished actors of the millennia. Some of his finest moments were in such cinematic masterpieces as Doctor Who, Robin of Sherwood, and the James Bond series as that clever gadget tester, Smithers. His talents and versatility are limitless, and his ability to become a human chameleon is truly uncanny. Why? He has played an action man, a gentleman, a sensitive man, and even a ladies' man. Oh yes, and he played Boba Fett. Please welcome your Star Wars Weekend's host, Jeremy Bulloch.
It's an absolute delight to be back here again. It's truly a wonderful feeling to be here, ladies and gentlemen. I know that a lot of you have probably seen me in different roles, but my role is here. I'm very excited, I've finally been upgraded to host. It's truly a great honour and a privilege. And about time they got around to asking me. Well, I'm sure you can imagine that not only is it very exciting to be being a host for all the festivities, it's also a very special anniversary for me. 30 years ago, Boba Fett appeared in a very small movie called The Empire Strikes Back. Now, who would have thought that a quiet, independent contractor, wearing a simple jumpsuit, a couple of gadgets, bucket on his head, would be standing here today celebrating the greatest movie saga of all time? Makes you feel quite emotional. Anyway, we've got a show to get on with. We have a wonderful show for you here today. We have, based around two very nice gentlemen. We have Daniel Logan here. We have Temuera Morrison here. But, before we bring them out here, there are some other gentlemen who couldn't be here today who would like to say hello. Take a look.
Hello, everybody. I'm Irvin Kershner, the director of The Empire Strikes Back. I've heard from all over the world, fans telling me it's their favorite film. It's mine also. I never thought that 3 decades later, after it was made and released, it would still be celebrated. It's amazing.
Hello everybody, it's Star Wars Weekends. I'm Lawrence Kasdan, and it was my great luck and privilege to write both The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I had a great time working with George Lucas on these movies. We had already done Raiders of the Lost Ark together, so this was the second and third movies that I wrote for George. And it was nothing but fun, and I've always loved these movies. They've been important to me, and I hope they're important to you. So have a great time at Star Wars Weekend.
Hello, I'm John Williams speaking to you from Los Angeles. And I want to send my best wishes to everyone celebrating the Star Wars Weekend events. It's been my privilege and honor over the past years to compose and conduct the music for all 6 of George Lucas' wonderful Star Wars films. And it's amazing to me to realize that it's the 30th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. Where does the time go? I'm not quite sure. I wish I could be with all of you to celebrate this event, but I certainly send my best wishes to you for a wonderful and happy time, and to all of you just to say that may the Force continue to be with you.
I'd like to say hi to everybody at the Star Wars Weekend. I hope you're having some time. It's great to be celebrating 30 years of The Empire Strikes Back, and hopefully in 3 years we can celebrate the Return of the Jedi.
Wow. Four very talented gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest had the great fortune to play the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy, not only in the Star Wars film, but in the Clone Wars. Have a look. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Daniel Logan! Well, it's always a pleasure to see the young Boba Fett. Well, he's growing up, this guy, and it's really good to hear. Now,
physically, not mentally.
No,
Still that 13-year-old kid in Star Wars.
Of course. Now, then behave yourself and sit down. Behave yourself. Okay, well, good to see you. So, first of all, we all want to know, everybody here, how did you get the part?
I was down in New Zealand. I'd been auditioning for stuff after coming out of rugby, and a rugby commercial I got found. And I was auditioning 9 times out of 10. I was getting all the stuff I was going for. They just really loved me. And then the audition came for Star Wars, and my agent called me screaming and could barely breathe, let alone talk. And finally she said, "I got you an audition for Star Wars." I'm like, "An audition? Like, why are you so excited?" She's like, "But you don't realize if you get this, it will change your life forever," which it has done. And then I went for an audition, which basically had a conversation like us now, but instead of all these eyes, there was just the camera. And yeah, I was just my bubbly little personality, and I did some pretty whacked out stuff, you know, like jumping around like the Star Wars kid with no lightsaber in my hand.
Yeah, you're still doing that now.
I am. Yeah, my imagination. I can't sit still for too long.
So when you filmed, I mean, what was it like working with people like Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen? Do they treat you as like the little guy, or were they part of you? I mean,
you know what? Everybody treated me equally. Like it was just like a family, like environment. I used to hate you and Hay. You know, I mean, every day we're making jokes. Every day we're hanging out. We'd drive the golf cart together, and he ended up getting me kicked out of the golf cart. Let alone I couldn't barely see over the golf cart wheel, let alone push on the thing. He was doing like burnouts and stuff, and got caught. I said, "Well, that's great, you know, 13-year-old kid, golf cart, not a good idea."
Just naughty boys. Let's have a look at a little clip of you now. This will make us laugh. Right?
Make us all laugh.
And Boba Fett appears as a cartoon character. I think that's his first appearance, just after 78. The holiday special.
I am Boba Fett.
I think a great deal of fans, 98% of fans, want to know more about him.
I grow up and 4 and 5 in it, and then I become a bounty hunter. Whoa, I even do the jetpacks.
One of the great things about episode 2 is it really delivers on this mysterious and wonderful character, Boba Fett, and also someone who's equally mysterious, the character called Jango Fett.
I guess he's the original bounty hunter then, because Boba Fett's like 11 years old in this one.
Come back on Monday, I think, to fly spaceships. Can you do that? Fly through asteroids? Fight? Shoot?
Took him under my arm. Call me Dad now, while we're here. Okay, I'll call you son, you know, just so we get a bit of bonding going.
We just got to use our imaginations. We didn't see you as the director. That's going to be motivation.
I love Boba Fett. I mean, we get to spend a lot of time with him in this movie. We get to understand where he comes from, but we also understand that his identity is forged in some of the most powerful events that take place in the whole Star Wars saga.
May the force be with me.
Wow. So you're a little guy there. Look, you're a little guy that you've grown up. And tell us a little bit about Clone Wars. Big secret to keep for a long time.
Big secret, yeah. Clone Wars was amazing. I got a call asking, if I'd love to come back and reprise the role as Boba Fett. It was kind of one of those questions, how can you say no? And they said, we don't even want you to audition, come in and read for it. And I was like, it was a big honor because, the fact that they, considered me Boba even to be in it and then thinking about me to be him, it was really just a nice thing.
Yeah. But although you're a sort of a naughty person, really, your nature, but you're very good.
It's just misunderstood.
Yeah, Boba Fett is misunderstood. But should we have a look at things behind the scenes, though? Can we ever see that behind the scenes of the Clone Wars?
Yeah. See, I don't have my makeup on, so I look more like Bosk.
No, but it's lovely because the behind the scenes thing is always that people want to see that. I mean, when everyone thinks that you go in and you look at a cartoon and then you voice it, but it's the other way around, isn't it? Let's see now.
Who's the new guy with the long hair? Some last minute replacement.
Boba Fett is a very mysterious character, and if it wasn't for the fans, he wouldn't be, the character he is. Having his father's face everywhere he goes is kind of difficult, but Boba feels he's a unique child of Jango Fett, and all the rest of these are just clones.
We're all in it together, right? Thanks, but I can handle myself.
I was very honored and excited to be asked to come back to play Boba again, because I'm a big Clone Wars fan. I think the fact that Boba Fett's, an orphan makes him somewhat of a sympathetic character, but not weak.
What are you doing? We're brothers. Don't shoot! You're not my brother.
He feels he's old enough to kind of do whatever he wants now, or try to do whatever he wants. You definitely get to see a little bit of a darker side of Boba, and more or less him growing up a little. Clone Wars animation just blows every other animation out of order. When I walked out of the screening, I thought they were some of the best episodes that I've seen from Clone Wars. And I know the fans are really going to be blown away by what they see. It's going to keep them wanting to see more and more. Just like me.
Daniel, you look better as a cartoon. Daniel, thank you very much indeed for now. We're now going to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, this next guest is also part of the great Fett family. He's probably got an award for the greatest number of characters ever played in the Star Wars saga. Let's take a look.
On your turn, Jeremy Bulloch. I think you'll be needing this. Hang on, son. Move into the airfield. Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Temuera Morrison? Sit down. It took half an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Jen, first of all, let's hear about some of your Hollywood movies.
So my Hollywood movies, well, I was very blessed. I think the film that put me on the map was Once We're Warriors, which was Arthur's kind of film. That's where I got noticed. From there, I did Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson, The Island of Dr. Moreau with Brando, 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford, Speed 2 with Sandra Bullock. On this cruise ship, I was the captain that crashed the ship into St. Martin. And then got into a bit of a lull for a little while.
But you see, it is the lull in the business, but it's interesting you were mentioning all those people. I think I'd like to see a clip of Pamela Anderson rather than Marlon Brando. Let's see what's there.
Okay.
Nice to see me.
Do I look surprised?
Where's Bob?
I don't think talking to Barb's gonna be such a good idea.
I need her help, Charlie. I need her to put us in touch with local resistance.
Haven't you heard? Barb's retired. Leave. Now. Before Barb sees you. There's no telling what she might do.
Too late.
There she is. There she is. It's my ex-girlfriend.
2, 1.
We have a man's thing,
I'll have no fury like a woman's wrath.
Right now, you two guys, the naughty one and you, what was it like working together? How quickly did you get a relationship?
Oh, we had a great time together. We bonded straight away, and I think in the early stages I said, look, we'll just pretend we're really father and son, and fortunately for us, we kind of gelled and had a nice connection, and Daniel's a great guy.
Yeah, but that's important, isn't
Well,
it?
he used me because the suit was so heavy. He had this really fancy room, which I didn't have. So I thought I was using him, but he was using me because his arm was so heavy, he would sink in a chair. And I was the one who used to pull him out. If I wasn't there, he wasn't going to get out. So I leave him there sometimes. I go, okay, you enjoy your very nice room. I'm going back to my one little room with my little chair. I'm going to sit there and stare at the wall.
So we sitting there like this with all my keys. That's how we did it, yeah.
Like, you got muscles like, yeah, you pull up Django fat every day for a living, you're going to get something.
It's interesting. One question I've always wanted to ask you, Tim, is you look at the two outfits you've got, Django Fett, this pristine, silver and blue, not a mark on it.
Not a mark.
Boba Fett has this green outfit, a ragged cape, bullet holes all over the place. Now, is Boba Fett careless and Django Fett cautious? Have a look. Look.
Look at that. Yes.
No, Boba Fett has been around longer, so it's like a fish tank. He has algae on his suit.
Yes, that's probably right.
I think it's got that worn. It's got that worn.
But you're that much better than Boba Fett because you missed the bullets.
Well, obviously, my dog's better than you, yes.
Not getting out of the seat.
He's got the moves.
Yeah. But it's very interesting. Let's have another clip here.
He can even fight with an umbrella.
The dark side will not open.
Now, we want to see a little bit more. Anyway, we don't have to see any more at the moment because, Tem, you've done some terrific pictures. You've done pictures with Harrison Ford, Val Kilmer, Marlon Brando. So tell me about Marlon Brando.
Well, look, it was a pleasure to actually even meet Brando. It was some time ago now, and of course, we filmed this Dr. Moreau up in Queensland, Australia. But there were times when Marlon would just have that commanding presence, and he was always at the end of the table. Big, he was a big man back then too. He'd be sitting there. But fortunately for me, I remember arriving at work and his PA said, oh, we watched Once We're Warriors last night, and Marlon came in, sat down and watched it. And for me, when I was getting ready to play this role in Once We're Warriors, which was dealt with domestic and alcohol abuse, and I actually watched Streetcar Named Desire over and over again, Stanley Kowalski, and Marlon's performance was just was known worldwide. So, and for Marlon to say to me, I saw your movie last night. Once We're Warriors, you did a great job. I thought I was watching a documentary. And I had to say, Marlon, when I was preparing myself for this role, I watched Streetcar over and over again, so coming from you, it was, that touched home. And I remember seeing the Chicago Times write-up said, this guy is like a Maori Stanley Kowalski. So that was
Let's see if we can get a clip of this. I'd like to see Dr. Moreau.
Is there one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there's Marlon.
That's right, yeah, I'd like to present my show.
It's me there. There.
I'm a seller.
There's Val. There's me again. I would literally get to work and the director would call me to his bus and he'd go, I'm sorry, tomorrow. He'd call me tomorrow. Tomorrow. Marlon doesn't want to kill anybody today. Would you like to kill the leopard man? I said, well, anything to get in the movie? Yes. Then the next day I'd get to work. Marlon doesn't want to do this. Tomorrow, would you like to do it? Yes.
Now let's look at another piece. What is your latest film?
My latest film, I've just late last year I finished a film with an actor called Ray Winston, a great English actor, and it's called Tracker. Set in 1903, a period piece. We had a wonderful time. We filmed all around the landscape in the South Island of New Zealand. And from there, before that, I did a little film called, I had a little role in Couples Retreat.
Well, I think we can see a clip there, because I want you
Shot
to
in
talk about
Tahiti.
it.
That was fantastic, even though I had nothing much to do.
Oh, that's right.
But you've been everywhere.
It was just meeting Vince Vaughn and John Favreau, the director of Iron Man. They're all involved in this film. Must address me.
I'm afraid that's not an option.
It's the program.
Right. I don't have any draws.
That's me there.
Stanley said he had this conversation with you last night. Now, if you've chosen to stay, you've chosen to participate. Now, if you're not wearing any drawers, then, hey, that was meant to be. And it will hang out.
He didn't want to take his pants off.
That's brilliant. You're quite a comedian.
You know what? When you see Vince Vaughn and John Favreau and them work, I had nothing to do in the film. I ended up just becoming the gong banger. But just watching them work and trying to, you know, they ad-lib a lot. You know, they don't stick to the script and they try everything. They just stand there. And at times I got caught out because they'd be talking to me and I'm used to getting the script and learning my dialogue and that kind of thing. They're talking to me and the cameras are rolling and I'm going, I'm not sure what to say.
Now, what about Green Lantern?
Yes, and then I've just finished the Green Lantern. It was a wonderful time. I worked with Martin Campbell, the director, Kiwi guy too, and Martin Campbell put me in the Green Lantern and I play Oven Sir, one of the aliens that and I crash on Earth and I have a little bit of a moment with Ryan Reynolds and I've got this magic, powerful ring that had to go out and search for someone appropriate and then they brought back Ryan Reynolds and then they're still filming at the moment and they hope for probably this time next year to release the Green Lantern.
2011.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. Temuera Morrison.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Disney, and we have to do the Disney song for the company.
Just before the song, I want to thank everybody, especially my buddy over there, Christopher, for helping us all out, and Sam and everybody. Thank all the crew at the back there. They're working so hard, Mark and all your team, and everybody is taking care of us. Thank you very, very much. And all the fans, thank you.
There we are. Now we just placed these on here. These are not funny ears, it is a costume. Down to the front, please. And what's my name? Maestro. Now is the time to say goodbye to all company. M.I.C.
See you real soon.